Okay. So what kind of got you into this? Because you do have your 9 to 5, which we'll call your 9 to 5 your hobby, because your photography is your passion. Yeah. Like, when did you discover this passion for photography and decide to just jump in it?
So I started talking to my husband about it in like 2012.
Mm-hmm. And you have a very supportive partner, might I add.
Yes. He's very supportive. Mm-hmm. I do have to give him his kudos because he's always just like, do it. And he's really the reason why I started. Because I was talking about it for almost 2 full years. And I think he just got tired of me talking about it. And then
he's like, stop talking about it and be about it, woman.
So he bought me a camera. He was like, just do it.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like do or die. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to do it. So I started in 2014, just taking pictures. But I knew I didn't want it to be just a hobby. Mm-hmm. He was in the military then. And I knew that where we were stationed, we weren't going to be there for another 2 or 3 years. So I wanted to build something that I could like take with me.
Yes.
When we PCS'd.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to build it into. I didn't realize how hard it would be moving every couple years and then having to restart. But it's been the biggest way to get me out of my shell, because I'm really an introverted hermit. Like, I be in the house.
Shut the front door. What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
And you're introverted?
I be in the house.
Girl, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a homebody myself, because I feel like my bed under the covers with Netflix on is one of the most comfortable places to be on earth. So I feel you on that. And I'm like, there's nothing in these streets.
No.
My man and my family's at home.
I'm good. I get all the stories. I can live vicariously through my friends in the streets.
Yes.
I don't need to be out there.
No.
But photography has been a great way for me to meet people like you.
Yes.
Because if not, I wouldn't really have any friends. And I would just be in the house with my kids and my dog.
Yeah.
So it's been a great way for me to have like an extroverted part of myself. But then I can still like leave it outside.
Gotcha. So what inspired you to start your blog?
So I went to school for marketing. And right out of school, I had a creative job. I worked at a marketing agency. I worked specifically in PR. And I really liked that. Then my second job, I worked in an oil and gas company.
Oh, that's fun.
I was in HR, but it was more of like a corporate structured company. Had a lot of great benefits as well, but I missed that creative side. And so I wanted to get back to that. And then I also knew we wanted to start our family, and I also knew I wanted to stay home. And so I was trying to figure out how to kind of get that creative piece back.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I'm with you. When we started our family, I wanted to be able to be there for those milestones and to be able to feel like, you know, that you're hands-on parent, that you're raising them yourself. You know what I mean? I guess I would feel devastated if I missed the first steps. I know sometimes it's necessary. I know in our society things are so expensive and everybody doesn't have the luxury of staying home. But, you know, we budgeted and decided we were going to cut coupons and do whatever we needed to do. And I would do makeup on the weekends, and, you know, he would keep the kiddos to make it work, you know. So I totally respect you wanting to be in that space and take care of your kids. And you two came together and found a way to make it happen. Yep. And then on top of it, you created a business out of thin air. So what actually inspired you, though, to become an entrepreneur? Oh, my God, I love the nail color.
Thank you.
Oh, she's so cute.
Pink is my personality.
I love it. But what was the inspiration like behind it? What made it actually come about?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. And at first, you know, people ask, like, did you ever think you'd be an entrepreneur? Asking me here recently. No. But then I think, yeah. So before cookies, I was a dietitian. And I did that for like 12 years.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was in hospitals and communities, like all about, you know, healthy lifestyles. And I still like stand by it and think it's so important. But when I first started out as a dietitian, I had a private practice. So this isn't super new territory. It's just in a different way. And so I think I have always had this entrepreneurial spirit. And I'm married to an entrepreneur. And so I feel like the two of us together, I mean, we're always like, oh, that could be a business, or like, this is an opportunity. So I think maybe he brings that out in me, because I will say my first go around in private practice, like, there were definitely some holes. It was one of those where I was like, I want to do it. And I definitely jumped into it without thinking it through.
Yeah.
And this go around, my husband was very much like, okay, so what's the plan?
The plan, yes.
What's
that's
the
my
paperwork?
husband. Oh, my husband is very much, what's the plan? And I want you to do, he brings it out of me too, for sure. You have to have someone that kind of makes it feel, I guess for me, makes it feel less scary.
Yes.
You know?
And like having that soundboard
Yeah.
and somebody you know is always going to be in your corner and like wants to see you succeed. So
it's
that
like
has
you
helped.
win, we win. Like
Yes.
it's tenfold. The house wins.
Yes. And what a joy, like what a blessing to have that in a spouse and a partner.
Yeah.
But also to have that in your community, in your friends and your neighbors and your family, like extended family. So anytime an entrepreneur is surrounded by a support system, there's victory in that alone. Like you're bound to succeed.
Yes.
So I have to know, like with your business, I know you're doing, so many things now with your business, but like what actually inspired you to start it in the first place?
So I love sharing that story because it is a very genuine story. I started because of my family. So in my family, we ended up with 3 birthdays in the same week. So my husband's birthday is August 15th. Our son is August 16th and our daughter is August 18th.
Oh, wow.
So
I love it. Make one big cake, lots of layers.
Well, we actually made 3 cakes now that I can do it. And that's what got us started. After we celebrated, our son is the baby. And so after we celebrated his birthday that year, I thought, wait, we're going to be having a lot of cake for a long time now, right? Every year we're going to need those 3 cakes, or like most people say, well, just do one big one. And so I told my husband, it was a simple pillow talk that I just said to him, I think for the next year, I want to learn to bake their cake. Like that'll save us some money, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I think we were getting ready to go to bed. Like it wasn't a deep conversation. It wasn't a business plan or anything in the scheme of how we're doing things now. It was just, I want to do this for our kids and for you, and that way we can save some money. He was like, yeah, sure. And so that year I set out to just practice. And so I don't come from a baking family. I didn't have any prior experience. And so when I would go buy my groceries, I would just grab, a couple cake box mixes and just add them to my grocery bill. And so I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and I had 3 babies with me. And so I just, would cook dinner and then would whip up a cake and just try different recipes, like doctoring them up. Some people say add an extra egg or, substitute, water for milk and just things like that. And just trying different things. And that's where it began. It was never to have a business. It was just because I wanted to make their cake on their birthday the following year.
I love it. My husband's family is like that. His birthday's March 23rd, and he has like 3 nieces, and my brother-in-law, all their birthdays the same day, girl. It's ridiculous. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I love that you were just basically your own inspiration, just wanting to do something special for your family.
Yes, ma'am.
Like there was no mentor. You're like, look, I'm going to get these mixes and see what I can whip up. And I love it. I'm here for it.
I just wanted to save money.
So like when did it become a business? When do you're like, oh my gosh, this is a thing now?
So it became a business after doing it about 2 years. We survived COVID through the business. So the business was a hobby, right? It was just something that I was doing. Orders were coming in, because once I did a cake for one person, then that person would take it to their party, and it just kind of grew.
That word of mouth, it spreads like wildfire.
Yes,
it's great free marketing.
Yes, that is what's kept us running all these years. And I think the moment that I said, okay, let's shift was when it overtook my house. We no longer had living space. We no longer had a kitchen. Our garage had 2 refrigerators, 2 freezers, and it was definitely taking over our Saturdays, right? Like even as much as I would try and push and say, pickup is this time to this, it was 2-3 o'clock, and I was still waiting for customers to pick up from my house. And so at the end of that year, I sat with my husband and I said, I think I need to transition, or I need to scale it way down, into just keeping it as a fun hobby. I said, because it's overtaking our life and our marriage and our family life. And I said, this is what's kind of come in as far as deposits. And we were both like, wait, what? This is somebody's job, right? This is somebody out in the real world is making money. And he was like, okay, where is it? And I said, well, we've spent it. We have gone on vacation, and I would always reinvest it into
reinvest in your business.
But it was like, if we're gonna do this, I think we're at a point where I could sustain rent, I can sustain bills and things like that. And he's like, well, try it. And so we set out on the mission to try and find a location. And after what felt like forever, we found our location where we're at now. And that I took a leap of faith and I said, let's do this. And he supported it.
I love it. So why don't you just kind of tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is Amanda. I'm originally from a small town called Donna. I always want to say something. I always want to say like my friend Erica. She says New York City and everybody goes crazy. I say girl. Donna. From a little small Donna. But back in 2000, I moved to the big city.
Yeah.
I had a lot of dreams, but you know how dreams work. There's always something that kind of goes in between. But within the first year of moving here, I met my husband. Within 2 years, we're having a baby. Got married. Woo! By the time my daughter comes around, we decide after having various business ventures, because girl, that's the one thing that I could really respect about my husband. And even myself, we both met. He had 3 jobs at the time. I had 4. We're just like hustling.
7 jobs between the two of you. That's insane.
Pretty much.
That's
pretty
insane.
Much. Whenever we did get together, though, and I did get pregnant. I did go down just to 2.
Yes.
But with being a mother for the first time, I did have to take a step back, and I eventually just had 1 job at the time. But one thing that we're both passionate about is being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So we tried different business ventures, kind of failed one after another and after another.
That's all right.
And,
That's all right. The failure
know.
makes the growth. That's how you learn.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that.
Exactly. I had a nephew that approached us with the idea of starting a carpentry business, and we started making furniture.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were actually a completely different business when we first started. We were solely just making carpentry. Well, we probably started at the worst time ever. Tell me why. I like saying yes. So yes. My husband, we started this during the recession. But we had a lot of faith that this business was going to grow. What we did come to find out quickly was that we had to be a jack of all trades. So we ended up, you just cannot be doing no furniture. So we ended up finding out along the way is that, okay, we need not only do we have to start doing cabinetry and doing just furniture, we have to start doing kitchens and we have to do bathrooms and basically everything you needed. We said yes, and we figured it out.
That's right.
We figured it out. So with that being said, a lot of hard work, and we're here today.
Yes. Well, how did you come up with the name for your company?
It's actually a very silly reason. It's actually the name of my street.
Girl, shut the front door. I never even paid attention to that.
So when people come to pick up their cookies, they're like, I get it now. It is, initially, when I literally planned out my business in a matter of 3 days.
Girl, shut the front door.
I actually just celebrated my 5th anniversary.
Congratulations, my darling.
So this all started Cinco de Mayo 2020.
Okay.
And I just made cookies for my family. I love a cute picture.
Yes.
I love a beautiful flat lay. So even before I was a cookie lady, I would beautifully do my lay out my cookies that I would make for my family. Yeah. And I laid out these beautiful Cinco de Mayo cookies. And I just posted them on Facebook. Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo. This is what we're having for dessert.
And see, somebody like me would have been like, can I place my order?
And everyone just started, my Facebook just blew up. And I thought, no, I'm sure there's rules to, selling food from your house. I don't know. Of course, and I was like, I don't know what the rules are. I literally just made like a dozen for my family. And all these, and somebody just offered me money. And I said,
I like money.
That could be a pair of shoes.
I mean, you like money, you like baking, we like eating, we like snacking. So I'm kind of like,
Well, in the middle of this, we were pandemic times. My husband had gotten laid off. They lost their contract in Saudi Arabia. So he was home. The oil field was like tanking. And we were kind of just at home chilling. Yeah. And when somebody offered me money, I thought, wow, because we're huge Dave Ramseyers. So I love like a good budget, right?
Yeah.
And then like our blow money category had kind of fizzled when he
down. Yeah, all of ours did for sure. Yeah.
When he got laid off. And so I thought, I literally was just thinking like, oh, this could be like my blow money. This could be my money to buy like, cookie cutters for like the next holiday.
Yes.
I literally was just thinking of like buying more cookie supplies. And it literally just morphed. I developed a business plan, which was basically me having a conversation with my husband saying, hey, if I do this, will you do like the boring stuff like the taxes and...
I mean, when I tell you, you and I have these husbands, mine's all behind the scenes.
Oh, yes. My
Because
husband...
I don't want to do, I just want to do this part and talk to my girls and then let him and my daughter do all the rest.
I figure out who I owe money. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
And so I was like, if you figure out my taxes and wash the dishes. I hate washing dishes. If you could take care of that, I think I could start a business.
Yes.
And literally 3 days later, May 8th, I started my business.
Come on, girl. I'm here for it.
I know. I am in pajama pants in my very first photo. It was pandemic time, so I was literally looking rough, right? I took off my like Cheeto stained t-shirt and I threw on a dress, an apron, posed by my mixer. Seriously, 3 days later, started a business named it Sugarberry Cookie Shop. I knew I didn't want my name in it. For obvious reasons. My name is pretty difficult and it's hard to spell. So that I thought if somebody's going to be searching me, like it needs to be something cute and catchy and fun. And my name just sounds sweet. I mean, my street name. Yeah. So it just was perfection.
I mean, literally it's perfect though. Sugarberry. Like it couldn't have gotten any better than that.
I mean, and just like,
perfect.
like everything's got the logo on it. Like the jacket. Like I'm always logoed. That's just like my thing.
I love it. You have to represent you're a walking brand.
If I'm not going to be my hype person, who else will be?
That part. Like I know you have a medical background, but what drove you to like the beauty side of it?
Well, honestly, I got my eyebrows done, so microbladed specifically back in 2017. Okay. And there's like a whole story with that. We were on vacation in Puerto Rico and, I was taking lots of pictures and I found myself in the hotel room later on that evening downloading pictures. Because remember, we used to download them to our computer. And I was like, oh my God, my face is fat and ugly. Like, where's my eyebrows? This is just like the things that we go through, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. I was like, oh my God, this sucks. So I go back home, like vacation is over. I'm talking to my coworkers and I'm like, y'all look at my face. Like, this is what my face looked like without eyebrows. Because, I was coloring them in every day. Absolutely. And my coworker was like, well, I don't know why you don't just get them done. And I was like, what are you talking about? I had no idea what she meant. She booked an appointment for me to get my eyebrows microbladed. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea where I was going. No research whatsoever. I just went. Trusted her because they came out fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is this magic that just happened to my face? Right? So then I just found myself following all of these people on social media and learning about microblading, and I gravitated towards it, right? It was just like a pull. And so over the years, I just realized that like my passion for dentistry, because that's what I was doing specifically, was dying. And like, it was like a slow progression. It was just happening naturally. And then COVID happened. And I was working in healthcare, right? And I found myself at that time 35 and pregnant. And I was like, my experience working in private practice here, that office I worked in killed me. It drained me, like in every aspect. When you say you have passion for something and then it's gone because of the person that you're working for, that's what happened. And that's when I said to myself, okay, I'm 35, I'm pregnant, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm making a ton of money for someone else and I have no freedom. So
time to pivot.
That's exactly what I did. I booked a training course to learn how to do microblading at like 7 months pregnant. And I went and trained and learned how to do it. And then it was just from there, it naturally happened. Yeah. And so I opened up my business and here I am.
And kudos to you for like swallowing down that little fear and not being afraid and being like, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. Yes. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take this training class. I can do this for myself. Because so many people are too afraid to take the leap because they're always afraid that they're going to fail. And and honestly, if you would have felt, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because I can try again.
Right.
I can keep pushing.
For
do you
me,
know what I mean?
There's no such thing as failure.
Right.
Like there's I'm only going to fail if I don't try. Right. And so for me, that's how I live my life. I'm like, I'm going to give it 100%. I never do anything like half-assed, basically.
Right.
Right. So when I decided to take that training, I mean, who takes a training at 7 months pregnant and opens up a business? You know what I mean? Like I did that. And then I just planned it out. Like I'm a planner. So I was like, okay, I need to learn this skill. I need to do well, make sure I master that, and fund my business while I'm working still. And then when I leave out on maternity leave, you know, I'm going to do the rest that I need to do. Like I hired an attorney. I got my business set up. I found a space to lease the week before I went in to deliver my son.
Get it, girl.
And I was in the chair working 6 weeks postpartum. And my husband, like, he was super supportive. He was like, you got this.
We have,
you know,
it helps so much to have that spouse in the corner because I couldn't do anything that I've done without mine. I have to like give him props every time. I have to admit that. Couldn't do it. So I love that you had that comfort at home, that you had somebody having your back and being like, hey, I got this part, you do that part. Like I love that.
I mean,
for
it
you.
wasn't easy because like,
it's not easy. You got the baby.
You feel like I just left my baby who's 6 weeks old. You know, I didn't have to leave him in daycare or anything like that. And I'm fortunate.
Yes.
That I've never done that with any of my kids. But he was like, look, I'm here. What do you need? He was on paternity leave for 12 weeks. You know,
that's amazing. A lot of companies don't offer that.
Well,
so that's
he's a
incredible.
government employee, and he stacked up his time, and he was like,
smart.
I'm going to take off my time, and because we planned that, right? Like that, I was gonna, like on a trial basis. The first 6 weeks, I needed to see how much money I can make, and I was like, if it doesn't work, we know it's not going to work, and we'll switch gears, you know. But I set a goal for myself. And for the first 4 weeks, I was like, this is how much money I have to make to confirm in my brain that when I left healthcare, that I got it. I'm still bringing home what I was bringing home. And I did it.
Yes.
So why don't you tell everybody about your business and like how it came to be?
Okay, so I'd love to. So I am a mom, like you said.
Yes.
I'm a wife to an excellent, amazing, supported husband, which is a big part of my story because of all of the crazy things I have put him through. And I'm still a corporate girly. I do have a corporate job. And I am very fortunate to have had great jobs throughout my career in many amazing Fortune 100 companies. And about a year ago, Tears of Joy started. Yeah. So it all started with me helping a friend with her daughter's wedding shower. Oh. That's how it all started. Okay. And I am someone who is very high energy. So I was listening to your podcast, to kind of like your most recent podcast. And I was like, oh my God, I am like the total opposite. I am not in the burnout. I go as fast as I can go. Yeah. And I know it can be exhausting to some, but it's how I get recharged. And we were on vacation last summer. We were on vacation in Missouri, and I was bored, and I had helped my friend. And then I started like looking at the Facebook comments because she has posted that I had helped her with that. And people were like, I'll buy one from her. And I was just like, I'm going to start an Instagram business. And while we were on vacation, I opened the Instagram account. I took a couple of pictures. Wow. I told my husband, we're going to go to antique stores to find plates. We bought plates in Missouri. I brought them back. Wow. I took pictures, and then I just started selling them on Marketplace on Instagram. And that's how it.
And that's it.
That's how it all
Just
started.
Like that.
That's how it all started.
When did you officially like open your business and start? And like, what kind of made you go this route? Because you're this tiny, pretty little thing, and you have a plumbing company, and I'm just amazed by that in and of itself.
2023 is when we started. Wanted to start something of our own. You know, we worked a lot for others, and we said, if we're going to be working this much, we want to do it for ourselves. So we started exploring different options, and
We landed on Zoom Drain because it was a time after COVID, and we knew we needed to have something recession-proof. And now with AI kind of exploding, something AI-proof, right? Something that AI cannot do.
Yes.
So that kind of narrowed our search. Of course, like I think I've told you before, I love to be doing something with puppies or Pilates or all like the fun things. Like way more fun. But had to settle on something that was needed and recession-proof. And Zoom Drain, it is a franchise, and so they helped me, get my feet off the ground and taught me everything that I needed to know because, as you know, like I knew nothing when we first started. Right. So I've had to do like a deep dive, and I continue to learn. It's pretty neat. It's definitely a challenge. Every day is a challenge, but I'm excited to like how much I've learned so far. And I let my technicians and the plumbers do what they're skilled to do. And my job is to manage them, make sure they're happy, and then to grow our business at the same time. So even though, yes, I'm an owner of a plumbing company, I'm not the one doing the plumbing. I leave that up to my employees that know how to do every little thing related to drain lines. But for me, I'm managing people and I'm trying to grow our business. And it's been fun and challenging, and I've learned so much, and just thankful for this opportunity. And there's actually plenty of women owners of Zoom Drain out there throughout the U.S. And we have a Ladies of Zoom Drain group, and we kind of bounce ideas off each other and vent to each other and help each other out in any way we can. And that community has been so priceless and so cool. And it kind of allowed me to take that step, to not feel alone in this journey.
Well, please just introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit about you, my dear.
Okay, well, I'm Tiffany. I own Tiffany's Tiny Flower Truck. I started it about 4.5 years ago in honor of my mom during COVID.
Yeah.
So I just started making flower arrangements. Everyone was sad. Everyone was, isolated. I was putting it on their front porches and like running away. But the Ring cameras caught me. Yeah.
You can't get away from the Ring cam. Right. Everybody has one.
Yes. And so then people just started asking me, will you take take flowers to my friends or flowers to my parents? Wow. And I was walking with one of my very best friends. We were walking like 7 miles a day because there was nothing to do.
Nothing to do. I walked so much during COVID.
We're walking like crazy.
I got really thin.
And I was like, hey, I'm thinking that this could be like a way that I could like spread joy. Because I grew up with a master gardener. She loved flowers. Wow. And I was always looking for ways to like reconnect and like, continue her. Yes. And so she was like, I don't know. And I'm like, I think people would pay for this. Like just a subscription. Like, buy 3 months of flowers. I bring an arrangement to your front door once a month. It'd be perfect, right? Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, the perfect gift,
it's
right?
Perfect.
And so she encouraged me to try. So I just jumped in and tried. And now here I am.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been amazing.
I mean, yeah, you have been on like this amazing ride because I've just seen your growth just through social media and the different events that we've been a part of.
Yes.
And I just think it's amazing because I'm always seeing you surrounded by incredible female business owners.
Yes.
Like my girl from Sugarberry Cookie Shop. Like I always see you with such cool people and like these different events. Like, are you like co-hosting these or what's going on with all these events you're doing?
I love community. I love being with women. I love supporting other women. So when I started the business, I was going to farmers markets. Oh. Farmers markets are amazing. You meet so many awesome people. And I just started meeting all these people and I was like, wow, we're all out here. Like it's either 1,000 degrees or it's below zero or it's raining or it's winding. Yeah. And like we're all out there because we love something. Like we want to share that with someone. And so then I was like, wait, we have an opportunity here to like collaborate together because small business is hard, as you know.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so being out there on your own by yourself, it's kind of lonely. But everyone wants to like join in and then it's huge. So it's just been an amazing like journey, collaborating, meeting new women. It's been awesome.
My health journey started in 2020 and I was like, okay, I've got to figure out why I'm tired all the time, why I feel like I'm just weight loss resistant. Like nothing can move the needle, right? Like doing all the right things.
Yeah, and then you plateau, and then you get frustrated because the scale doesn't move anymore. And
exactly.
You're like, okay, well, what do I do now?
And you don't feel good. I was like, 2020 was a great example of I was listening to everything people were saying. I was listening to everyone but myself. I was trying to take advice from naturopaths, from the internet, from influencers, from all the things. Oh, you need to do this. I was collecting so many supplements. I was doing
Detox
so many
teas,
things. Yes.
juice cleanses.
All the things to try to make my body feel good and optimized. And then I found, shortly after that, I found genetics, and I was like, this seems like a natural way to learn what I actually need. So I did it. I was just like, let me do this. Let me test myself and see like what's going on. I worked with somebody who taught me about the genes and like what we do now, you know, fast forward. And I learned so much, and it changed the game for me, because I literally, for the first time ever, was like, oh, that's why X, Y, and Z didn't work for me. That's why, you know, I never see benefits from exercise alone, because I don't carry genetic markers that have a high benefit of weight loss from exercise. So I spent how many decades of my life going to the gym thinking the only reason why I need to do this is to be skinny, right? And it was the wrong mindset. My mindset needed to be like, okay, this is for my longevity, this is for my bone density,
for my mobility later in life. Yes.
And and I know that maybe sounds like duh, but it took me seeing myself on paper to know, oh, that's one piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle was I don't detox very well. Naturally, my phase 2 detoxification is very slow and needs support. And so the whole time I'm doing these crazy detoxes and cleanses and blah, 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 I wasn't addressing my drainage pathways. I wasn't addressing things that were actually going to move the needle for me. I was just hitting it with all the things that were like, hey, you haven't even addressed your detox pathways. You're eating the wrong type of fat for you. Come to, you know, find out, just like your friend, I am not somebody who should do keto. I'm not somebody who should do hardcore carnivore, because I don't thrive with a lot of saturated fat. I thrive with a lot of omega-3s. I thrive with a lot of, you know, monounsaturated fatty acids. I don't thrive with saturated fat. I can have it, but if that's my predominant source, or if I go on a hardcore keto, it will not work. And so I was like, oh, this is such freedom. So I did a very, you know, what I consider to be a very Becca thing. And I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this for other people. I'm going to change people's lives with it. It changed my life so much that I was like, I'm going to go back to school, right? My degree originally was in hospitality, hence the coffee shop and all that. But I had always been obsessed with food. I'd always been obsessed with like the science behind it. I learned a lot in college about that because of my emphasis and my minor. But I was like, how do I learn more about wellness? Something that I just deeply like love and am passionate about. So I went back to school during like the whole COVID 2020, 2021. And it was luckily online. And I learned everything I could about epigenetics. I got certified. I got double certified. I learned about epigenetics. I learned about peptides. I learned about biomarkers. And I really just got so obsessed. And that's when Mind Body Genes was born. And so the company started out of a need to just help others with what had changed my life. And I was like, if I help 5 people, great. If I help my family, awesome. But it became so much more than that, because the ripple effect was real. Every time I did one of these on somebody and literally gave them the map or the blueprint to themselves, we call it a blueprint because it literally gives you the cheat codes to your own body. And when we started doing that for people, the ripple effect was huge. It was like, oh, I'm going to tell everybody I know about this because they need it.